Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Chuan, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to cover the Hawkeye title sequence due to the popular Hawkeye series, now on Disney+. Before we jump into today's topic, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Every little bit helps. Alright, thanks, and let's get into it. The Hawkeye title sequence is an opening sequence to the series, which covers a brief introduction to the character Kate Bishop. In the comics, she takes over the mantle of Hawkeye. This title sequence was commissioned by Marvel Studios for Perception. Perception is an Emmy-nominated design lab based in New York. They focus on graphics in movies and TV series. This is not the first time that Perception has developed sequences for Marvel. In fact, they have worked on bigger titles like Hawkeye and The Legend of the Ten Rings, along with a more recent Spider-Man No Way Home end credits and more. The Hawkeye title sequence was posted on the Perception YouTube channel on January 20th, 2022, along with the rest of the sequences that they produced. The message behind this title sequence is to introduce the next Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. The sequence starts out with young Kate taking archery lessons. It leads to her shooting 2 targets and hitting just around the center dot. It then continues to showcase her life, from learning different fighting styles and improving her archery skills to collecting trophies of every kind. The sequence then progresses to present day Kate, the one that is shown in the series, hitting bullseye on multiple targets and winning the first place award. This was to give us a brief introduction to the Kate Bishop, the next holder of the title, Hawkeye. Title sequences are important to study and create because they are the prelude to the movie or series. Usually, title sequences are 1 to 2 minutes long and have a title card of 12 seconds. It engages the audience while setting the tone for said film. This is important for all films in general to help their audience prepare for what they are about to watch. The Hawkeye title sequence is 1 minute and 32 seconds long. This is a good length for the sequence because it is in between 1 to 2 minutes. This title sequence was made with motion graphics using the elements of shape, form, color, texture, and type, along with principles of unity, movement, illusion, emphasis, and contrast. Starting off on the elements, the shape elements that are found in the Hawkeye title sequence being depicted right now are circles used to create an archery target. The shape is a constant recurrence in the sequence and is believed to be a metaphor for the character's goals. Another shape that is used a lot is an arrow. This shape is used to show a progression through time as Kate Bishop seemingly grows up in the duration of the title sequence. The form shown within the sequence depicts buildings resembling the New York skyline. This element is used more towards the end of the sequence and gives a visual of where the series is taking place. The designers creatively used multiple frames of these buildings and moved through them to illustrate how far and wide the skyline expands. The colors used in this title sequence mainly consist of different shades of purple. The color purple was chosen to represent this character because of the original comics that the series is based off of. In the comics, Hawkeye's superhero suit is purple. A creative way that the designers used the color purple in the title sequence is that every silhouette that is supposed to be Kate Bishop is in some shade of purple, while every other character is in black. There are multiple scenes where certain textures are used to give a little more detail to the image. The textures are used in this sequence mainly to take away the blank space between the lines and shapes completing the full image. The way the designers of this title sequence used the textured images are for the background with silhouettes in the foreground. Throughout the Hawkeye title sequence, the names of the series producers and actors are displayed in a special font. This font is believed to be created specifically for this series use. The rounder letters that have an open O in center were designed to look like targets, while letters with long lines like B or P are given an arrow-like tail to complete the look of the font. This font works exceptionally well with this title sequence because it helps tie in the whole archery Hawkeye theme. The design principles shown in the sequence are really noticeable. Starting with the first principle I noticed, unity is shown throughout the entirety of the sequence. It starts with an archery target to a bow and arrow, to arrows. Unity is present in this composition and it really shows how much detail the designers put into the title sequence. Movement is another principle that reoccurs many times. It is shown a lot through the arrows being shot by the silhouette characters. This movement is clever not only because it creates an easy transition between scenes but it represents a movement through time. The first arrow wall moves from the left to right showing when young Kate Bishop grows up. The second time they use the arrow wall, the arrow is facing diagonally towards the top right showing that as she got older her skills as an archer and athlete also grew with her. The use of movement to show progress is consistent in this sequence and is shown when the silhouette character wins and loses. When she wins, the wall moves to the right, but when she loses, the wall goes to the left. This is an interesting use of movement to show the progression of time. An illusion that I kind of already covered is the skyline towards the end of the title sequence. The designers used multiple flat layers of the skyline and put one in front of the other and moved them around as each space to create the illusion of movement throughout the city of New York. Another use of illusion that is shown is on the silhouette characters. There are quite a few layers on each layer, each going a gradient lighter on the purple scale. This use of illusion made the 2D silhouette look 3D. Here is a scene where emphasis is being shown. It leads the viewer to look at the bullseye with the help of the detailed particles coming off of the board. I believe that this emphasis is successful in bringing the viewer to that point. One recurring contrasting moment throughout the title sequence is that the main character is the only one that is filled in purple. Everyone else is in black or a similar dark shade. This contrast is very important in making the character that is supposed to resemble Kate Bishop stand out. Another time where the designers show the contrast is towards the end when Kate is jumping between the two buildings. The buildings are dark black while Kate is a light purple. A semiotic that is in constant recurrence in the Hawkeye title sequence is an icon of a bow and arrow. The meaning behind this semiotic icon is to signify the premise of what the upcoming series will be about. Well, this kind of wraps up this video on the Hawkeye title sequence. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.